So yesterday and today I've been playing a lot of labs, and I found two keys in the past week. And these keys are for rooms that are filled with stimulator injectors. One I think is the black key, and the other one is the lab key card 2. But I decided to see what the stims do and if they're really worth anything. I know that they're worth a lot on the market. I'm not sure if they're for trades or if people actually use them. I don't see many people using them, so I figured that I'd see if they're worth anything to me rather than just selling for 18 to 30,000 rubles a piece. Now, most of these stimulants that you use help you in one or two or three or four ways in form, but in a lot of other ways they can really hurt you and almost kill you depending on what stim you use. The first stim we're going to use is the green stim, and that increases your metabolism, immunity, regeneration, and recovery, but it also decreases energy recovery and decreases health and endurance for quite some time. So the first thing you're going to notice is that the stim rapidly increases your health. So I can see how this could be useful in a gunfight, but I also see how a lot of other stims combined with this one could be useful in a gunfight or really any situation that you're in. If you don't have any medicine, then this stim would be great to use. So in the end, the stim should regenerate around 135 health for your player. So if you do this 2 or 3 times, you should have almost full health depending on what your health was before. Next stim that we're going to use is the purple stim, and this one's a mixed bag of emotions for sure. What it does is it increases your vitality for 180 seconds and prevents bleeding for 180 seconds, but it also decreases your hydration recovery for 50 seconds and causes a hand tremor for 120 seconds, which I assume is kind of like a broken arm, and it decreases your metabolism for 180 seconds. And if you don't know what Vitality is, I'm reading this directly from the website. Vitality improves your chances of surviving a wound by decreasing the possibility of bleeding and instant death through critical damage of a body part. So imagine getting one shot a lot less. I don't think that it'll help your head. As a matter of fact, it definitely won't help your head. If you get shot in the head, you're dead. That doesn't really matter what you're doing in Tarkov. If it penetrates the helmet, you're dead. But I assume that it means that, let's say, a bullet fragments after going through your armor, there's much higher of a chance of you not just falling over dead immediately. The thing you have to watch out for when using this drug is the fact that it will reduce your hydration by 70, so unless you're close to an exit, if you're in combat, I would not use this drug unless you know that there's water nearby or an exit near, because this will kill you. If your hydration hits 0, I don't know how long it takes for you to die, but based off experience, lots of experience with this death ever since the game came out, it will kill you very quickly. Next stim we're going to be using is the yellow stim, and this increases your metabolism for 300 seconds, increases health for 300 seconds, vitality for 300 seconds, and increases health regeneration for 300 seconds. So this is all around a really good stim, and it doesn't cause any permanent side effects either. It causes a hand tremor for 300 seconds, tunnel vision for 60 seconds. That's kind of evil. That tunnel effect, that really gets you sometimes. And it causes pain for 120 seconds. So I'd say that this is all around a pretty good stim to use. Not as good as the purple one for getting into combat, but good nonetheless. The next stim we're going to use is the blue stim. It increases max stamina for 240 seconds and increases stamina recovery for 240 seconds. So this one's just going to let you be able to run around a lot longer, and it increases your rate of recovery for your stamina. So if you're trying to get away from danger, 100% use this stim. But it also causes a hand tremor for 60 seconds and a tunnel vision, which again, I hate that tunnel vision. It almost reminds me of Battlefield 3 suppression. You know how everyone hated the suppression of Battlefield 3? It'd make your screen go all wonky and make your bullets not go where they're supposed to be. But anyways, that's that stim. Alright, so the next stim we're going to use is the adrenaline injector. It increases your endurance for 60 seconds, increases strength for 60 seconds, mag drills for 60 seconds, health regeneration for 15 seconds. But this is also probably one of the worst ones for the side effects as well. It decreases your energy recovery for 30 seconds, hydration recovery for 30 seconds, which isn't as bad as that other one. That means it only does negative 30 hydration, and stress resistance for 60 seconds. Trying to get away from a dangerous situation, I really don't see a huge point for this stim. It seems very situational, especially with the mag drills and strength. I mean, the mag drills I can kind of see if you're about to get into combat and you somehow have no ammo, but the strength, that's for jumping, I assume. Unless you're trying to get up on a really high object and you need to get on there that raid, I don't really see a huge point of this stim. Right, now the second to last stim is going to be the Combat Stimulant Injector SJ1TG Labs. I have no idea what any of that means, but it increases endurance for 180 seconds, strength for 180 seconds, and stress resistance for 180 seconds. But it also decreases energy recovery for 200 seconds and hydration recovery for 200 seconds. That That's pretty dangerous. I don't think that this stim is, honestly, this is another one of those stims that I don't think is very much worth it. I'd say the only thing that on this stim that I would kind of be interested in is the endurance, but again, I don't really care about jumping and running. Maybe if you're trying to get away from a situation and you're by the exit, I'd use the stim. But anything that has anything to do with taking away hydration, I just don't ever see myself using, because when you get to zero hydration, it's really dangerous. I do believe that that's all the stims in the game. You can see on this part of the video the tunnel vision is starting to kick in, and a lot of the side effects are starting to kick in, and my player starts to go downhill. When I was going to the exit, I almost didn't make it because of my hydration, but I did have water, so I mean, it didn't matter because this was an offline raid, but still. I don't really use the stims too much, but when I do, they sometimes help. I don't see a huge difference. The only thing I ever see is the negative side effects, but I don't know. Maybe they've saved me once or twice, and I just didn't know it, because the game doesn't tell you when you've been saved, especially with that purple stim. I've been thinking about making a video about why people might not use stims as much as I think the developers probably wanted them to. I think part of the reason is that they're expensive and they're a really good health item to sell to the traders. That might be one reason why people don't use them. If they were maybe 3,000 or 4,000 rubles a piece, I could see them being used a lot more, but it's way too incentivizing to sell them to the traders for 20 or 30,000 rubles. I'm not exactly sure how much a trader's buying for. I just see that they're going for a lot on the market. Not much more than the traders would buy them for, and that tells me that they're not all too valuable to players. People don't really use them all that much. I've seen people use them. It's like after you found the stims, or you accidentally left them in your inventory, or you find them on someone else. Those are the only times I ever see other people use stims. That's really the only times I've ever used stims. I don't purposely go to the market and buy them to take them into raids. I do think that these stims have a place, and I think some people would find them really useful, especially the recovery regeneration. If you're on factory and you're fully stacked, you don't have to run around that much, especially when you're a lower endurance level. You don't have to run that far before your energy is down to 0, and you can't even aim when it's at 0. You have to hip fire. So I really hope this helped you guys. I don't know all that much about all the health systems in this game. I was just going by what I knew and what the wiki told me. I do know that these stims can be useful, so if you see some uses on these stims for your type of gameplay, I would 100% recommend using them. If not, then that's okay too. But some of these stims are pretty cheap, especially the proprietal. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's only like 18,000 rubles. If you need it, get it. If you don't, then just sell them. They spawn a lot on labs, and if you can get the right key cards, you can get out of the raid with up to 20 stims if you look in the right places. That's at least what I think. I appreciate everyone commenting on all my recent Tarkov videos. I love reading the comments. It's my favorite thing to do. Whenever someone leaves a comment, I read it, and if it needs to be responded to, I will respond to it. So do me a favor and leave a comment on this video. Ask me a question, say something about the stims, maybe tell me something I did wrong or how I can improve in the future. I will respond to every comment that asks a question, and if not, I'll just read it. I love reading comments. It's my favorite thing to do, so please leave a comment. And if not, that's okay too. And I'm also running out of ideas for videos. I'd like to do kind of semi-informative videos, especially on things that isn't really talked about much in Tarkov. So I'm not exactly sure what to do next. If you have an idea, leave it down in the comments. I'd be glad to hear it, or leave it on a Reddit post or something. But other than that, that's everything I have for you guys today. Really appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.